Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing some more soft plastics in relation to one of the previous videos. Today I am going to be making a bait with some of the new color that I got. Today I got a red, a smoky gray, and a pearlescent. I'm going to be using probably all three of those. Yeah, I'm going to be using all three of those today. And I'm going to be making a color with a tail, a color that I've never done for the tail. The body's the same color I've always done. It's the body that works where I fish. I'm going to get right into it. Alright, so this is my little workspace. I have some of my previous plastics right here in this jar. So here is going to be the primary body color that I do today. You guys can see that. It is just trying to get a good angle on it. It is a dark blue, a very dark blue. You guys can see that there. It is a dark blue with some white on silver flake in there. I'm just going to remelt this, which is one of the primary advantages to having all this stuff saved, is that I can just remelt it whenever I need it. I think that's what I'll use. Yep, I think that's enough. Alright, I'll start. Alright guys, I'm going to microwave that for a couple minutes. I'm probably going to do a total of 3 minutes in 30-second increments. I have a strong microwave, which again I mentioned in my last video. I'm going to put it in for 45 seconds to start. I need to constantly mix it when I pull it out. To do that, I'm going to use just this straight up knife, butter knife. I'm going to skip till when this is done, just a couple of seconds. There we go, it's starting to turn out, yeah. Okay, that decided to work. It's turning out actually like a plastic now. Took a little bit, definitely. It's definitely turning out like something. It's still very thick. I need to probably give it a couple more seconds. So I'm gonna stick it in for a 25-second cycle. And we'll see what it looks like when it is done. There we go. It definitely turned out. Very honestly, I didn't expect that to work. Just got to give it a solid mix so I can try and get some of the air bubbles out of it. There's a decent amount of them in here. I'm going to give it another 15 seconds. And then I'm going to add some of my scent, some of my handmade scent, this stuff right here, little mixture that I came up with. Put that in the lure, and I think that's the special sauce. The other day in one of my videos, as you guys could see, I was fishing a soft plastic for probably 30-ish minutes to no prevail. Second I threw on one of my heavily scented ones, instantly fish next cast. So I think that is a little bit of the special. And the reason behind today's combination of colors is because of the fact that this is the primary, or this current color is the primary body color that I use that works in the river system that I'm next to. And red, as I'm sure many people know, is the primary favorite color for largemouth. Red is their bread and butter, I guess. It's the heavy attractant for them. It's the one color that they really like and stands out to them. They almost always are going to hit that more than they will another color. Here we go. first pour is done. Hopefully that doesn't bubble out too bad. Hopefully it cleans up the bait a bit. Now I need to let this sit so I can dry out this plastic, because I am not going to remelt this. I am going to do only one set today, and I need to wait for all of this stuff to now cool off and harden. I will be right back when that is done. Alright guys, I am back. So what I just did is I stuck this in the freezer for about 15 minutes. And the advantage of doing that is a couple things. One, every single bit of stuff that had plastic on it just came out of here. All of it. This is it. It came out in one piece as well, along with everything that's left. I can just remove that very easily. So I'm going to set that back in my jar. And here's the color that I made. I'll put some gloves on because this container is still really hot. All I got to do, knock it over, open it up, and there we go. We got a perfect pour. Here, let's do that. We got a perfect pour, and the baits turned out perfect. I did not use a hardener there or a softener. These are just the straight up Plastisol. Let's put this in here too. Just with the straight up Plastisol. These baits turned out a perfect blue. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to cut off these tails. And also guys, I did decide to flip the bait. So I'm going to do primarily a darker, it's probably going to be a reddish purple. And I'm going to do these as the tail. And then I'm going to do one mold where I flip it. And I'm going to have these as the body and then the reddish purple as a tail. So first things first, I do have to cut off all the tails. So I try and line the heads and the tails up pretty evenly, and then just straight up take a pair of scissors and give it a little snip all across the middle. There we go. That's all the baits cut down. Now I got all these tails and all these colors. We'll set that right there. I did leave this plastic in the syringe just so this will come out easier. So there you go guys, this is all the plastic that was left in there. And since I let it dry, all I gotta do is pull it right through and it completely empties that thing out. Sew that back up. There we go. Now I'm just gonna throw this back in here. And I'm gonna get to mixing the new color in just a second. I will be right back though. Alright guys, I am back. Sorry about that. I had fractured my other glass. I guess the heat overexposure, I guess. It shattered, it didn't shatter. It had a giant crack that traced all across the bottom. So I had to run to the store to get another measuring cup. Alright guys, so now it's time to pour that red. What you gotta do is lightly mix your plastic. You gotta mix it before every use, but you don't wanna get bubbles in there. Bubbles will ruin a bait. I've said that in a previous video and I say it again. Now I'm not gonna do a whole lot. That is a half cup. So that is, oh, well that's not supposed to happen. That is the exact amount that I want though. All right. Well, I guess you're gonna get a blooper on camera. It's not supposed to happen. I guess that'll do. All right. So let's take our red. There we go. Since I did about a half cup, you want to do about 20-ish drops. So something like that. Better try and let this back down. There we go. All right, I'm also going to mix a pearl in there. Let's shake this up a bit. I'm gonna mix a little bit of a pearl in there. That does just add a little bit of an extra shimmer that I really like in my baits. And I'll mix in a little bit of blue. Not a whole lot, but just enough. There we go. It's about half the amount of red that I did. There we go. And now I use this small fork to mix the plastic, or the pre-plastic, I guess, the mixture. Alright, that right there seems to be about a perfect purple. Just to exemplify the purple, I'm going to add a bunch of purple flake. I'm also going to do a bit of silver and a bit of copper, or what appears as red in the bait. There we go. Let's mix it back up. Here we go. And all right, now I'm going to add a little bit of scent. I got this. This is just a Bang Shad formula from Bass Assassins. I do just put a light bit of that in there. It doesn't show up much in the final product, but it does almost pre-oil the bait, so it does come out of the mold really well. I add a bunch of my special scent. No measured amount, just sprinkle the handful in there. Gotta mix it up. There we go. Now I'm just gonna put a dab of hardener in there, just so you guys can see what it looks like and how it turns out. So there we go. Just a little bit of hardener, not much at all. I'm not sure if it'll even make that much of a difference in the final product, but it does help hold scent a lot better, so I'm gonna add just a little bit. I can already see that it's a bit thicker. Preheat. Alright guys, I am going to now add, I'm going to do the full baits first in here. Which is the cut side? That's the cut side. So slide that to the back. Slide that to the back. As you can see, my cuts are not perfect. They're pretty solid, but they were not perfect. Put those in there. All right. Now I'm going to close this up. Go. That's as tight as it'll get. Now I'm going to throw this in the microwave for 2 minutes for cycle number 1. And I will be right back when that finishes. Alright, there we go. It just finished. Let's get this set right. There we go. Since this is only microwave set number 1, pull it out. Bubbles start to cook down. Give it a little mix. Bubbles will almost completely disappear. That's how I know that I mixed it well the first set. There we go. Already good to go. Alright, now for set number 2. I put it in for 15 seconds. So I'll just keep you guys around for that since that is such a short period of time. Need to get this plastic off this knife. Here we go. All right. There we go. This is an extra hot mixture. I can already tell that is good due to the fact that I am mixing colors. I do want it extra hot. There we go. That was hot. That was very hot. Top that off. Now we'll go over to a frog mold. Or that. There we go. That does look to be a little bit of a better purple than the one that I made earlier. Just set that down. Alright guys, now I need to give this all time so it can cool off and harden. And I will be back in about probably 10-15 minutes. Alright guys, I'm back. So, sorry for the car running in the background. I had to turn my car on so I could charge my phone. So, I just poured, these are the ones I just poured. Okay, so they turned out just what I was going for. Maybe not as purple of a purple as I was expecting, but they did turn out really solid. I was going for not much for fluctuation. So here's what they do look like. They all molded great too. So this is what we're left with. It's barely a difference. You can see though the ends are visibly red and the tops are visibly blue. It's all scented. It turned out great. And there we go. This is with the black and blue tail, or this is the black on blue with the, black on blue with red tail, and a little bit of hardener in the tail, not much at all. It feels great, just a little bit stronger. Now I'm going to not do these on camera. I'm not going to do the body with tail, but I am going to do that in a different red, which I'm going to mix up right now. I'm not going to do that on camera. Thank you guys for tuning in on this one. If you want any baits like this, send me a message on Instagram and I will gladly make you some for yourself. Here are all my colors that I currently have. I have a watermelon, a chartreuse, a dark blue, a normal blue. I have a black. I have like a grayish. I have that red, and then I have a pearlescent, which is just white but extra shiny. I have a copper, almost red flake. I have silver. I have white flake. I have purple and more of a bluish flake, and then I have a black flake. If you guys like any of those in any combination with any tail, just let me know and I'll make it up for you. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next one.